Hello and welcome. I am Joel Rebello. Today we are going to talk about restructured loans in banking. And the Reserve Bank of India earlier this month had set up a panel which suggested some new changes to restructuring of loans by banks. Restructuring of loans has hit about 1.3 trillion at the end of March last fiscal. We added 40,000 crores of restructured loans in the whole of last year. To tell us more about the subject, we have Dinesh with us. Hi Dinesh. Tell us more about what is this panel and what impact it could have on banks and companies.
Thanks, Joel. Like you rightly said, the restructuring in Indian banking sector has become a major issue. With the last year, India is seeing the fastest rise in restructured assets. Now, some banks have been alleging that there have been instances that companies come for restructuring proposals without genuine reasons. What it means that sometimes due to over leveraging of business or due to unrealistic business plans, they lose track somewhere and approach banks for some sort of relief. These are not genuine cases, and banking sector has been suffering because of the huge pile of restructured assets. Some of it have stand NPA. Like you said, Mahapatra panel, an expert panel of RBI, has come with now its recommendations, which basically proposes to increase the involvement of the company and the promoters during such deals. This is what they are suggesting is more equity from promoters' side and personal guarantees mandatory, to make such proposals happen. So overall, there will be more commitment from company side. The burden will not be entirely on banks.
What it means for banks, we all know that if the loan is restructured, it's a bad loan, they'll have to provide more. So what does this recommendation mean for banks?
Well, restructuring is always good for banks in a sense, because otherwise they will have to classify it as NPA and more provisions which will impact their profitability. But at the same time, such cases which are not genuine coming up for restructuring is not also good for the sector for obvious reasons. Once the restructuring proposals, whatever the committee has suggested, is accepted by the Reserve Bank of India, we may see a reduction in the number of such restructuring cases, and only serious players which are in real need for recast assistance from banks will come up for such proposals.
So are these norms already in place? How long will it take for these norms to really gain traction or gain legitimacy?
Now only the panel has suggested. They have sought comments from public, the RBI has sought comments till August end. After that, the Reserve Bank will come up with their own guidelines, and the expectation is that RBI will accept most of the recommendations of this panel.
Okay, there we have it. Dinesh explaining to us the logic of this new proposal by the Reserve Bank of India. The panel is expected, the feedback is expected to come into the Reserve Bank of India by the end of this month, and we'll get more clarity on what kind of proposal the Reserve Bank of India will finally finalize later this month. Thank you so much.